What is it will cook?
Welcome back, you're live with Espresso as we celebrate our second birthday, the terrible twos. Now, in my Free State experience with our Via Mzansi tour, I got a crash course in Afrikaans cooking as well, which is why I was so excited to hear one of our best local chefs, Helene Meyer, is in studio to give us a taste of something very traditionally South African and completely delicious. You want to stick around for this one.
Whatever you're looking for, it's here in Mzansi.
Helene, welcome to the kitchen.
Thank you.
Oh man, it's smelling great already. I want to get through this as quickly as possible so we can taste the end result. Okay, Helene, what are we making today? Something that is very South African.
Yes, definitely. Pompoen cookies, as they call them in Afrikaans, being to the Free State, or pumpkin fritters. And we're going to serve them in a slightly different way today, but still delicious and still something that everybody can associate with.
And still something you yourself can make at home.
Very easy.
Where do we begin?
Very easy, just some cooked butternut or pumpkin, depending on what you've got. And then you're literally just going to mix flour, baking powder, and some chopped nuts into that, pecan nuts.
Oh, got some lovely pecan nuts there.
Yes. And then also an egg.
Okay.
To keep it all together.
Well, this really does typify Afrikaans food, comfort food that tastes great, but it makes you feel good. You feel like you're cooking at home. You know, whenever you're eating traditional Afrikaans food, there is definitely something feeding the soul as well.
Yes, you know, so often people who live in other countries now or have immigrated for some reason long for that South African thing.
Good.
Yes, good for them. And I think pumpkin fritters is one of those things that people just associate with going home or, you know, sitting around a Sunday lunch table and enjoying the food.
I can imagine you making these little gift packs and sending them abroad, pumpkin fritters and
they
maybe
make
a bit of
Yeah, so we're going to serve them this morning just with, as I said, something different. Some honey and a little bit of feta cheese.
Oh, nice.
That's also all ingredients South Africans are very familiar with.
Yeah, we're getting quite good at our kind of melding your sweet with your savoury. We've got a lot of those kinds of foods that you can be creative with.
Yes, and South Africans love sweeter foods as well. Unfortunately, sometimes too sweet.
Too much, yeah.
Yeah, but it is quite a nice way to not only do the cinnamon sugar thing, but try something different. That's a bit more interesting and also nice to serve as a side dish.
I'm guessing this is one of those recipes that you've produced in your cookbook that you get requested to make a lot or people ask a lot about.
Yes, no, they do. And when we compiled the book, we also asked people, what are the foods that you would ask your mom to cook for you again if you go back on a Sunday lunch? And pumpkin fritters was next to tomato bready, top of the list.
Next week, tomato bready, yeah?
Okay. Yeah, so it's something everybody can associate with.
We've kept it quite chunky, quite a rustic kind of mix there.
Yes, yeah, and the butternut also works quite well because it's something that keeps its texture when you cook it, but it softens quite easily when you start working with it.
It also gets quite sweet as well.
Yes, it's got its own natural sweetness. So
we know that you can use butternut or pumpkin for this recipe. We're going to give you the keyword pumpkin though to use today. If you'd like this ingredients list sent directly to your phone, SMS pumpkin to 33728. Nice.
No, just don't drool over it.
Yeah, I know. My mouth is already watering. Nice liberal dose there.
Yeah, and you can make them very small if you want. They can become a nice lunchbox snack, especially with the nuts in them. But you can also make them the usual size and serve them as a side dish. So it's easy to...
And you can make as many as you want.
Yes.
Okay, I love it. Now, cooking a fritter, for me, it's a difficult thing. If you're not going to be deep frying it, how do you know when it's done? How long traditionally should you be cooking a fritter for?
It very much depends on how big you make them. But you will see that they start to set from the bottom. Okay. So if you watch the end, you know, the outer edge of the ones that we put in first, it sort of sets a little bit. Don't try and turn them over too soon because then you've got pumpkin fritter here and there and everywhere. Yeah, pumpkin omelette. And not quite where you want them. And then if you want to just sort of see that they've set on the one side, then if they nice and brown, then you... And because there's an egg and flour in it, it will set quite nicely. So you can just turn them over quite easily. The secret is not to make your pan too hot, because then that burns before you get to the point where you can turn it over. So a nice medium temperature, and they really don't need a lot of oil. So if you just have the right temperature and you have a little bit of patience to wait until they're ready to turn over, then it's very easy to do. Yeah, so we're going to...
There we go.
And once you've left them for a little bit to cook on the one side, they also don't need that long on the other side. As soon as they're golden brown, then they should be ready. And then you can serve them with the feta and the honey.
I like the feta addition to that. Again, if you would like this ingredients list sent to your phone, the keyword is pumpkin. SMS is to 33728. I think I have to have a taste. I'm sorry, I just can't wait any longer.
You know, and because there's nuts and feta in, it could also be a light lunch or a vegetarian.
Well, I was going to say it's a lovely vegetarian option.
Yes, definitely.
You and I don't know how you feel about pumpkin fritters, but I'm guessing you're also keen on a little home cooking there, bro.